It is no secret that the missionary force of today is shrinking by the year. While it is difficult to come up with hard, fast numbers, it could be said that half of the missionaries who begin deputation never make it to the mission field. Of those who actually make it to the field, roughly half of them leave after staying just 2 to 4 years. Perhaps it is time to examine the way in which we train and prepare workers for long-term missions. The Gospel Furthering Fellowship is an independent Baptist mission board with 6 distinctives that target this area of concern. First of all, we partner new missionaries with experienced mentors who will assist them specifically with deputation, deployment, and debriefing. Missionaries are being trained to go do something they've never done in a land in which they've never lived and are expected to succeed long-term in a skill set they haven't yet developed. Having a mentor to walk them through the critical transitions of ministry help to set or reset them on the right course. This will bring about a spiritual dependency and fruit that belongs to the Lord. We believe in planting churches that are independent from inception, rather than an eventual aspiration. If faith unto salvation can cause nationals to turn from their bonds to Christ, then that same faith is quality and mature enough to continue to live by without making them dependent on something other than Christ. We believe that evangelism as propagated by the missionary should target the sinner's conscience rather than his societal circumstances. We believe that modeling an autonomous ministry which can be replicated through the faith and finances of national believers alone is crucial to the longevity of an overseas ministry. One of GFF's former directors, Doug Miller, spent 30 years in the hill tribes of Indonesia and saw God do a work in the Moskona and Hatam tribes. Doug said, "For a tribal church to be financed or built by someone other than themselves, even if it were to stand for 100 years, will always be viewed by them as foreign. It's only when it's forged and financed, built and bought by the new believers in that tribe, that they will ever accept ownership over it, and that from the beginning." We take a proactive rather than reactive approach to missionary care. We understand missionaries are susceptible to stresses of life, culture shock, and traumatic injuries related to their work as they labor in some of the darkest and most disturbing corners of the world. Because of that, we as a mission have developed a missionary care unit which helps missionaries to understand and overcome much of those adversities. In doing so, many more will stay longer on the field and labor more profitably in their works. This will establish fruit from their labor that remains. Finally, we promote furthering the gospel among 3 categories of people: the unreached, isolated tribes of the world, those who have no gospel witness in either their culture or language; the underreached nations, whether they dwell under an oppressive government system of communism or behind an iron curtain of religion. These nations have the gospel in their language and culture, but it is filtered out and purposely falsified so as to continue to keep people enslaved by fear. And the misreached demographics of many religious people groups who have been converted to a form of Christianity, but have effectively traded the crude chains of heathenism for the contemporary chains of a false Christianity which cannot save. They have been misreached with another gospel and another Christ. At GFF, our motto is ministry with integrity. If ministry is not worth doing with integrity, it is not worth doing at all.